Shyla, you've made sure to finish all of the preparations for a family vacation, right?
Yes, of course I have. We'll be going next week. I've made sure that everything's in order for when we go.
Well, that would be great if true, but you are just a stranger to us, so I have no plans of you joining us. So make sure that you stay here alone while we all go off and have a wonderful time. But if you don't respect what I'm saying now, then you and I are going to have some problems.
Have some problems? Are you really saying that right now? Angel, I've been married to Aaron for over 5 years now. But for some reason, you still seem to not accept me as a part of the family.
You haven't even had any kids with him yet, so of course I don't. It's your fault that he hasn't been able to pass his traits on to any cute babies. I'd love to see some grandkids from you too, but you're not allowing it.
What do you mean that's all my fault? Do you not think that this might all be because of your own son?
I know that it's the woman's fault when there are no kids being born. So I'm not blaming anyone but you for that.
How about instead of being a jerk about it, you ask your son first? I'm not enjoying you sitting on the other side of the phone going off on me for nothing.
Going off on you? You really have a hard time understanding me then. Right now, I'm trying to teach you a lesson. I just want you to hurry up and give me a reason to regard you as part of my family. But with the way you're always acting around me, I'm sure I'll never be able to see you as anything besides a stranger.
Do you really have a need to say that to me?
I do not think of you as my daughter-in-law right now. All I can think still is that my son brought another whore into our lives. And since you're still a whore to me, you're not going to come with us to the family vacation. Don't forget that, okay?
At this point, you're being so rude to me that I'd find it hard to forget your point. So don't worry. But just be aware that all of your plans for the trip are okay, so calm down. I hope that this trip will make you at least somewhat more relaxed and happy around me. Goodbye now. Aaron, can you stop messing around? Your mom has been at it again, expressing her hate towards me. Tell her about the whole thing between us and how we haven't had a baby yet, please. She thinks that right now I'm happy to not have any kids. And now she's even making that a main point to why she's being so rude to me all the time.
Well, come on now. Just leave things the way they are.
But why haven't you told her that it's you that has a problem when it comes to making the baby? We have both had tests taken and we know the answers from them.
But what's the point in me going and telling my mom any of that information? That's something that should be kept between you and I, right?
But it's because of you keeping it all from her that she keeps making me complaints about me all the time. And before she's finished hating on me, she makes sure that I'm aware that I'm not family to her. Every single day my mental health is being tested around her. Can you help me out here and explain what's really going on between us?
By the way, have you made sure to finish all the planning for our family vacation?
Stop trying to change the topic on me. I've already taken care of all that.
Then why don't you start packing for it? Right now, that's the only thing you can do.
You're such a dick, Aaron. I can see that no matter what I say, it won't get through to you. Well, if anything more happens after this, I'll be pushed over my limit. Make sure you're prepared for that if that's what you really want. I'm sorry, I was in the bathroom. Where did you guys all go?
We left you because we're not coming on this vacation with all of us.
Huh?
I'm not in the mood to think of you as part of the family. Being able to even take us to the airport was kind of me to allow for you. So, how about you just hang around the airport for a few days until we're back so that you can take us all home?
What? So, you guys already checked your bags and went through the TSA? And left me out here by myself?
We have. Well, we are going to be going on this vacation as a family, so you're not coming along. Thank you for reserving and getting all of this trip handled for us. But you're not coming on the actual vacation with us.
Are you being serious about that? You're aware that I can still check my own bags and come on that airplane, right?
If you do come through the TSA and everything, make sure to go somewhere away from us. It's scary to think that some stranger would want to stalk us on our family vacation. You're aware that we never take a stranger along with us, right?
So you're happy to continue messing with me then? Just to make sure, this is you leaving me here so that you all can go on that vacation without me, correct? That must be what all of you want, right? Has Aaron even said that all of this is okay with him?
Aaron? Why wouldn't he be okay with this? He's my son, after all. He will always feel the same way about anything I do. This is our family vacation, after all. It'd be strange of us to have you come along to Hawaii with the family. None of us want you coming along whatsoever.
You say all of that now, but you were the one that asked me to make all of the plans.
Well, you're not part of my family, so it was the only use I could find for a lost cause like you. You're almost entirely useless. I'd love it after we're gone. You learn where you really stand among us. Oh.
I already know well enough where I stand.
I'll make sure that we all enjoy our 3-day trip to Hawaii as a proper family. And make sure that you stick around the airport for when we come back, okay?
Alright, have a fun trip.
We're not getting anything to bring back for you either.
I don't need anything from you guys. I'm leaving all of you guys soon anyways.
Huh? What do you mean you're leaving all of us?
I've had enough of everything you all do. And I'm not just talking about you and your husband, but Aaron too. So I'm going to be leaving everyone.
Finally, my son will be able to get back out there and be free from you. Thank goodness. Now that you'll be out of our lives, we can go back to being a happy family.
Is that so? Well, that's wonderful to hear. Even after I had gotten all those plane tickets and the hotel together for us. And I was going to pay for it all as well, but I guess that since I'm just some stranger, I won't need to worry about paying anymore. Besides, the plane you guys are getting on, I'm going to cancel everything else in Hawaii.
Huh? What do you mean?
Have a fantastic and fun trip for me. Goodbye forever, you piece of crap. What is it?
You know what I want from you! Ever since we got over here, we've been having all sorts of issues.
Is that so? Well, good luck with all that.
Huh?
I'm going now.
Huh? What are you talking about? You answer your phone right now!
That'd be a waste of both my time and energy, so I will not answer. I'm happy to hear you made it over there, though. Well, I'm sure you guys can't do much over there now, but this is you guys' family vacation, though, right? So you guys find something out as a family and make it past those issues.
Wait, stop messing around here. We have no idea about where we need to go to find the hotel or anything else here. And now we're being stopped by some people here and are in trouble. Since we have no idea what to do, they're asking us if we're really supposed to be here. They think that we shouldn't be left through customs at this point.
Is that so? That is a pain in the butt, isn't it?
Why are you acting like none of this has anything to do with you? Hurry up and help us. You're the only one that knows about where we're staying, and we need that information.
You're right about that, but I don't know any of that stuff anymore.
Huh? What's that supposed to mean?
I thought we talked about this right before you all left, right? I was going to cancel all of the reservations, which I've done, and so I don't know what'll happen with you all now. So who about you look for a place to stay at and reserve it, so that you can tell customs where you'll be going? You should also be able to use the hotel's bus to get there. But at the moment, all of what I had planned for us is canceled, so you have to figure something out as a family now. Go ahead and ask your husband and son what you should all be doing.
Wait, so what you're saying is that we don't even have a place to stay tonight?
Well, you have your family with you now, so start looking for a place that has rooms to stay in. No matter how hard you try to get my help, I'm a stranger now and am not interested in you at all.
What do you mean, stranger?
You told me that, right? That I'm not your guys' family. And so that's why I've sided with you on that, and I'm no longer viewing any of you as my family.
But even still, what's happening here is a huge issue.
My husband was the same way. I was having to deal with you all this time when you picked on me and made me feel terrible. Yet, you never listened to me asking for help and turned a blind eye to it. I was part of your family, but not even he wanted to see that. And I was just fed up with only being used by you guys and never having my own emotions cared about.
What are you trying to say? What's all that about?
I'm trying to say that I'm going to divorce Aaron. After this, you guys will really be strangers to me. And even though I haven't gone through with it yet, I don't have the desire to help any of you. If you wanted to have a family vacations for only you guys, then you should have been the one to plan all of it instead of me, right? You're a freaking idiot, Angel.
What? We are in a terrible situation and you're going to talk like that?
And you were the one that left me here before getting on the plane, right? I'm never going to forget about all the troubles you've caused me. But I guess at this point, you all don't matter to me anymore. I've already canceled everything on you guys and got my money back. So figure out what to do there on your own. You and I are just complete strangers now. You can have that crappy son of yours back as well. You might have felt as though I was useless and a waste in your family, but in reality, not having me around has made you all useless, right? I'm getting the divorce, and I'll talk with my lawyer about you all. And if they feel it's okay, I'm going to get a settlement from you all.
Wait, Shyla, why are you saying all of this now? Can you calm down for a little bit and rethink what you're doing?
I already told this to Aaron. But the next time something like you messing with me happened, it forced me past my limit. And this right here is what happens after I've been pushed beyond my limit. I can no longer allow you or any of your family to continue treating me like garbage when all I've done is try and help you guys. So right now, you're both on my naughty list. You and your son.
Calm down, Shyla, and become a little bit more level-headed. This is not the time to try and pick a fight with me. First, just calm down a little and think over this, and then let's work towards making things right again. And we can start doing that by fixing the problems we have right now with this vacation.
Go ahead and do that with your family, please.
Don't say things like that. You were the one that put this whole trip together, right? After doing all of this on your own, we have no idea what the plans were and where to go. Do you think you can call the hotel and stuff and cancel the cancellation you made? We have no idea what to do right now with the way things are paying out. We don't even have a place to stay tonight. Don't you feel a little bad for us?
I'm sure you're all having a tough time now, but isn't this what you deserved? If you think of all the hell you put me through, this is what you get.
Do you think that by doing all of this, things will end between us? Can't you see that you're throwing away your family right now?
I'm sorry, but you're not my family. You said that yourself, Angel. Maybe instead of being a complete jerk to me after I went and planned this whole trip out, you should have used that as a way of accepting me into your family. I spent a lot of time making the vacation up for all of us to enjoy, but just as I was getting ready to check my bags, you tell me that you are all leaving me behind, telling me to wait for you all at the airport. Are you really that rotten?
That was maybe not the right thing to do to you, but I just assumed having the vacation be me and my family would be the most fun for us.
Is that so? Well, thank God, right? You were able to make that happen. You're over there with just your family now, so you can have all the fun you guys want. I had always thought your family was a bit stupid, but now I've seen it all from you guys. You are all such trash that you'd be willing to hurt yourselves just to try and make me feel bad.
There's no need for you to say that to me. I was so relieved to know that you were planning this whole vacation out for us.
Don't forget all the complaints you've been making about me because I haven't had kids yet. You made it seem as though I was to blame for all that, but it's your son who's the one that can't get me pregnant.
Huh?
But he hid the fact that he's infertile from you this whole time. He told me he'd rather have me take the blame for it, and you gladly did as he wanted. But I'm just like you in that aspect, Angel. I do really want kids, and so I'm divorcing him. I'll never have to be around you or that trashy son you have, as I just couldn't deal with you guys any longer. Now, enjoy figuring everything out with your family from here.
Goodbye forever now.
Enjoy the family vacation in Hawaii. Well, That's only if you guys are able to get out of the airport. After that, I took the money I still had to buy the plane ticket with and took a vacation on my own. I left one of my friends, who is a lawyer, to handle the divorce for me, and when I came back from my small 2-day trip, I moved out of the house before Aaron could get back. Aaron and his family were never able to get past customs, and so him and his family had to remain there for the whole trip. Angel did try to get out of there, trying to be secret about everything through some employee exit, but just before she could, she was grabbed by security and taken away. She was given a $1,000 fine for that, and then had to go back to her family, where they all slept on benches, waiting for their flight back home. Of course, after making it back home, they still had to deal with the cancellations fee on a lot of things, and I made sure to put everything under Angel's name so that she was left paying the fines. But because of that, her family got into some massive fights deciding who would pay and who wouldn't, which led to them all really hating one another. I guess the once anticipated family vacation that didn't include me was really one enjoyed by me in the end.
Hey, Ginny, are you there? You better answer me right now. Don't you know who this is? It's me, Paul. Hurry up and answer me, right now!
Paul, what the heck is this all about? Just what do you think you're doing talking to me like that, huh?
Well, I should be asking you the same thing, Ginny. What kind of way is that to talk to your husband when he just wants to talk to you, huh? You really need to learn your place. Do you know that? One of these days, that mouth of yours is going to get you in trouble.
First of all, you are not my husband, Paul. You and I are divorced now, so you don't get to call yourself that or talk to me like that. Do you understand me? We got divorced 3 years ago, and it's high time that you accept that and quit talking to me like this. Even if we were married, it still wouldn't be a good way to talk to your wife.
Oh, please. You really think that you can talk to me like this when you hardly do any work around the house? All you do is complain about being tired to get out of doing work. But somehow I'm supposed to be the bad guy here? Besides, I'll have you know that unlike when you and I were married, I'm loving being married to your little sister, Debbie. She's much kinder to me than you ever were. Also, you should know that she's just a better wife than you ever could be. And that's why the two of us got married after I was promoted to the head of my department. I need a wife of equal standing with my new position. And that's why I left you for her.
What are you talking about? Don't act as if that's why you left me for my sister. Besides, I heard that you were only promoted to that position last month. Isn't that right? It certainly took you long enough to get there, didn't it? Well, fine. Big congratulations from me. Is that what you wanted to hear?
That's right. I did take a long time, but all of my hard work finally paid off, and my company has finally recognized all that I've given to them. And just how did you find out that I was promoted anyways, huh? Have you been talking to people about me or something like that? Still trying to keep up with my life?
You wish that I had any interest in what was going on with you anymore. But unfortunately, one of the worst side effects of being your ex-wife is that everyone wants to talk to me about what you're up to. So I just happened to hear through the grapevine about your little promotion, if you must know. Although I really have no idea what your company was thinking. You must put on quite the different face for them there.
There we go. I knew that you were just jealous of me. You don't like it when anything good happens to me, and you never have. You really are just a mean, jealous woman, aren't you? Hey, what the heck is the matter with you, huh? Don't you ignore me! How dare you do that to me? Just who do you think you are? You don't get to do that. We weren't through talking. You answer me right now. I am not going to sit here and take this from you.
What do you want from me, Paul? Why on earth would I talk to you about this? What is there even to talk about? I have nothing to say to you. You and I haven't talked to each other for all the 3 years since you and I got the divorce. Did you really just break that nice, quiet, peaceful streak to brag about your promotion to me?
Of course that isn't all I wanted to talk to you about. The truth is that something has happened to your sister's back. She's not doing so well.
Wait, what? What do you mean by that? What do you mean that something has happened to my sister's back? What happened? And what do you mean that she isn't doing so well? I don't get what you're trying to say with that.
I mean that something has happened to her lower back, and now she's having serious problems being able to move around. Does that make enough sense to you? She's actually in the hospital being looked at right now, but she can't even leave the house or her hospital without help moving around now. It really is tough seeing her this way. Things are really, really bad right now.
I see. Well, I didn't know that was going on with Debbie. This is the first that I'm hearing about it right now. Prior to this, I had no idea that she was having back problems and had trouble moving.
Well, that's what's happening now. She's having back problems and having serious mobility issues. So that's why I'm making her your problem and not mine.
What is that supposed to mean? What do you mean that you are making her my problem and not yours? What is meant by that? Please explain what those words in that order is supposed to convey to me, Paul.
What are you talking about? Do you really need me to spell out the meaning of those words that I just sent you in text form? Do you really need me to explain to you what I was trying to tell you with that message? What I'm saying is that it's obvious that your sister is better than you in everything, right? Surely we can agree on that first. And I think we can also agree that your sister has done a much better job of making me happy as my wife than you ever did when you and I were married. And so anyways, she's gonna be your problem, because you're going to donate part of your body to help cure her now, okay?
Excuse me? You think that I'm going to donate part of my body to my sister? And just when did you decide that for me, huh? Because this is the first that I'm hearing about any of this.
Well, it's not like I even wanted to come to you to make you do this or anything, but the doctors are saying that the donor has to come from the same family. So I don't know who else could do this but you. Come on. Your sister can barely even move now, and you're really going to get hung up on being a donor for her? I mean, are you really going to let what happened between you and us in the past affect her health in the present?
I'm sorry, but I really have no idea what you are going on about at all right now, Paul. I mean, I don't even have a sister, so...
What in the world are you talking about? You know that saying something like that isn't going to just make it come true through magic or anything, right? Are you seriously just going to let one of your family members suffer like this? You're being so selfish right now. I can't believe you.
Well, I haven't really heard anything about any of this from my sister. So until I hear it from her, I have no intention of just going along with whatever you have to tell me.
So you're really just going to let your sister go on suffering like this then? How could you do something like this? You know that you're both family.
Well, it doesn't sound like Debbie needs me. Otherwise, she would certainly have called on me already, right? So if she needs my spinal fluid or whatever, I don't care. I don't plan on sparing an ounce of my body for her.
Oh, come on! So you're really fine just letting your poor little sister go on like this? How can you be so cruel right now? I've never met someone so heartless!
Well, then you had better stop wasting your time trying to ask me for these kinds of favors, Paul. Especially since it's all your fault that I'm about to get really, really busy now. So just leave me alone and let me concentrate.
What does that even mean? No, I mean seriously, what do those words that you just texted me even mean? I don't get it. What do you mean, because of me, things are going to get busier for you? I don't understand what it is you mean by that. What do you mean that I'm going to make things even more busy for you?
I suppose it really is just better if you don't know what I am talking about now that I think about it.
I don't get what you mean by that. What are you talking about? I just wanted to talk to you about being a donor for your little sister, and now you're going on about something else.
Well, I already told you that I'm not going to be donating anything to my little sister. Besides, I don't even know if there is going to be a surgery.
What are you talking about? Of course there's going to be surgery. How could you even try and say that there wouldn't be a surgery when you didn't even know about any of this until I came to tell you about your sister's health problems and how she's having trouble moving now?
Jenny, oh my gosh. I can't believe what you did. I mean, really. Just where do you get off, huh? Why would you do something like this to me? I thought I told you to never, ever tell our parents that I cheated with Paul and stole him from you. Why in the world did you have to go and tell them about what happened between the three of us now, after so much time had passed? It's all your fault that they won't talk to me even though I'm in the hospital right now. You are totally screwing me over right now.
Ah, Debbie. And here I was worrying that you would be too weak to even be able to respond to me since you were, as you said, in the hospital right now and trying to get a hold of people. But I think that you should be grateful to me instead. After all, I kept quiet to our mom and dad about how you and Paul had an affair and ran off to get married, didn't I?
I don't want to hear anything from you, you horrible, evil, no-good, backstabbing witch! If anyone should be getting pity right now, it's me. Don't you know that I'm in the hospital right now? Now, you are going to tell me right now why you waited this long to tell Mom and Dad about what Paul and I did that led you to getting divorced and us getting married, okay?
Well, that's just it. I think that you did something far worse to me than what you're going through right now. Besides, it's not like I lied to our parents or anything like that. All I told them was that you and my then husband Paul started to have an affair with each other. Then I explained how I found out that you two were seeing each other behind my back and that was why I was going to divorce Paul. Then I explained to Mom and Dad how after Paul and I got a divorce because I discovered him having an affair with you, that you two got married. Is that really so bad to tell our parents when I'm only telling them the truth about their children?
But, I mean, I didn't think that you were going to tell them that Paul and I were having an affair behind your back and that is the reason why the two of you decided to have a divorce after you discovered what was going on between Paul and I. I thought that you were going to keep it a secret from our family so that no one suspected anything bad about me. Especially not that I'm the kind of person to sleep with my sister's husband, thus leading them to break up so that I could then marry the very husband that I was having an affair with and who used to be married to my sister.
Well, that is why I said that you should be grateful that I had kept this a secret for so long. Because Mom and Dad were quite surprised to find out that you and Paul having an affair was the reason that we got our divorce, and that after Paul and I did get our divorce, that the two of you decided to get married.
But because you told Mom and Dad about me sleeping with Paul and your divorce and then me marrying Paul, now Mom and Dad aren't going to help me out with the money that I need to afford my surgery for my back. You are going to be the reason why I might not be able to get my surgery for my back that is preventing me from being able to move freely and is the reason why I'm in the hospital in the first place. But we're sisters! I thought that we were supposed to help each other. But instead, you had to go and betray me by telling Mom and Dad about how I slept with your husband behind your back and how that led to you and your husband getting a divorce, which then led to him and I getting married instead.
Well, I don't care how you see this situation because the fact of the matter is that you are not my sister.
What do you mean by that? What do you mean that I'm not your sister? Are our parents married or not? How can you say that you and I aren't sisters when we are part of the same family? That is what being sisters means.
No, the only reason that you think you can call me your sister is because our parents got married. But there is no other reason than that I should have any connection to you at all. We aren't even connected by blood, so I don't understand how you can say that we're family when that isn't even true. Not only are we not connected by blood, but no sister of mine would ever sleep with my husband, thus leading him and I to getting a divorce, and then after that, having the guts to marry that same husband. I remember when I found out about the two of you and first threatened to tell Mom and Dad that you and Paul were having an affair with each other behind my back. You told me to butt out, and that it didn't matter since we weren't really related, remember?
But, sure, I may not have wanted you to butt into my life when I was having that affair with Paul behind your back, but now I really, 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 really need you.
You really have got some nerve coming to me for help after you were sleeping with my husband behind my back, and then the two of you had the gall to get married after we got a divorce, and now you really think that I'll just give up part of my body to save yours? It just is not going to happen, okay?
Are you out of your mind? That just proves that you really do want to kill me. Don't you realize that this is going to make you a murderer? By not helping me, you're doing the same thing as killing me, got it? I mean it. If you don't donate what I need to fix my back, which is causing me health problems and is the reason why I'm in the hospital right now, then I could really die.
Hey, Ginny! What the heck is the matter with you? Are you seriously not going to help out your sister? The doctors figured out exactly what it is that's wrong with her. It's just a little bit of your spine, you know?
Well, I simply can't give her anything. I've already said this.
But you two are connected by blood! If you don't do this for her, then no one else can. The least you can do is have a doctor look at you to see if the transplant would be possible. Don't you want to save your little sister? We already asked your parents to get checked, and neither of them are going to be able to donate.
Well, I'm afraid that there really just isn't a point in asking me for help with this.
But don't you want your sister to live? I know that you two have issues, but you don't want her to die, right?
I'm sorry, but I don't intend to sacrifice myself for my sister. I don't care who it is, I just wouldn't do something like that. Especially not if they were my cheating sister and ex-husband asking for my help.
Hey, come on! There's no need to talk about us that way! That happened a long time ago!
You really are an idiot, do you know that? I wish that you would have just stayed in your small hometown and never left. But anyways, I am telling you that I just can't donate anything to my sister, so there's no point in even getting examined. Don't you know that I'm already donating my spinal fluid to my mom? I've been doing this since before we got married.
What are you talking about? I didn't know that you were giving that for your mom!
Well, why did you think I was going to the hospital so regularly? My mom also had back problems and needed a donor who would be compatible with her body. That's why I would go to the hospital to donate what I could to my mom. It was also why I was so tired around the house all the time and not able to clean well. But I know that I told you all about this. You can't say that you didn't know, just that you weren't listening.
So that's what all those hospital bills were about. I was always wondering about that.
I really am sick of having to deal with you. You only ever care about things that have to do with you.
What do you mean by that? It's not like I was never kind to you.
When I was feeling especially bad and bedridden with a fever, you were telling me to quit using the fever as an excuse to get out of doing my work. You berated me about how hard you work for us and how I never do anything and only care about myself. But you were the selfish one. I was just trying to rest in bed so that I could feel better and try to take care of the house.
But, I mean, how was I supposed to know that you were actually sick? Sure, you felt a little hot, but I thought that you just wanted to stay in bed all day and not do anything. Besides, I was only trying to help you. Everyone knows that a little light exercise can be good when you're sick.
You really think that I wanted to spend all day in bed hardly moving and feeling awful? I couldn't move because it was physically uncomfortable to. I was in real pain, Paul.
But, I mean, wait a second. Why am I even listening to this? This is clearly all an excuse that you just came up with right now. Just hand over your spine!
You really are an idiot, do you know that? I have no idea what I ever saw in you. But it's only thanks to the fact that Mom finally got treatment that I've been able to stop going into the hospital. Except now the doctors say that I've given so much to my mom that I really shouldn't be undergoing that procedure anymore at all. So even if I went into the hospital to get an exam to see if Debbie and I were compatible, it still wouldn't matter. The fact of the matter is that no doctor would approve of my donating anything to Debbie because of the risk it would pose to me.
So you're really going to try and use your own selfishness as an excuse to get out of saving your sister's life right now?
Yeah, I guess I am. I guess I will use my own medical condition to get out of a surgery, yes.
But then, why did you say any of this to begin with? If I had known that this was the case, I would have never asked you from the start!
You shouldn't have been coming to me asking for help in the first place, Paul. Besides, I would really start to worry about yourself, Paul. There are some big things coming your way, and soon you are going to be left with nothing. But don't worry, you'll only be getting what's coming to you. So good luck with that.
What the heck is that even supposed to mean? Don't you just leave after sending a message like that? I'm trying to talk to you here! Hey! Answer me right now! Ugh, you won't get away with this! What the heck is the matter with you, you evil woman? I know that you did this!
Oh my, I hope that you have a good reason for greeting with all this vitriol, Paul. This is no way to start a conversation with your ex-wife, you know.
Oh, shut up! I know that you did this! You're the one suing me, aren't you? I got your little court summons that you sent me. Are you seriously hiring a lawyer to use against me? You really have got some nerve. Do you know that?
Well, you see, in our state, it is perfectly legal for someone to sue another if they were at one-time spouses and an affair happened. So yes, I am suing you. Do you have any other questions for me?
Well, what is this with timing, huh? You know that your sister's in the hospital right now. Why would you kick us when Debbie and I are already down? Don't you think that's taking things way too far?
I'm sorry, but this lawsuit is entirely from your own doing. If you and my sister hadn't done what you had done, then this wouldn't be happening. Although I suppose I did wait until the mood struck me to actually carry out the lawsuit. I suppose I was just waiting for the right opportunity to present it to you.
And you thought that it was okay to do this while your sister's suffering in a hospital?
And why should I show any mercy to you cheaters? You really think you deserve sympathy from anyone? But I wasn't just waiting for something like this. When we divorced, you were still just another drone in your office. Now that you've been promoted, your fall is going to be all that much sweeter.
Okay, I'm getting just a bit sick of talking about this affair. When are you going to get over it, huh? And what other choice did I have when you did nothing around the house all day?
I thought I already told you that I had a medical condition keeping me from being able to do that. And besides, what did you do but stay out all night and sleep in all day on your days off?
Oh, well, excuse me for having a real job and hours of overtime work. I guess I should have just let us become homeless instead.
You know, I think I finally figured out when it was that you and my sister started seeing each other. It was while I had that fever. I had to spend a couple nights in the hospital, and I remember you had called Debbie over to help move me. I may have had a fever and been slightly delirious, but I could see the sparks flying between the two of you. So was that when your affair started? While your wife was suffering in the hospital? Not only that, but you both had the guts to ask me not to tell my mom and dad about what the two of you had done.
What does it matter when it started? Was my sleeping or not sleeping with your sister going to fix you? Besides, you're just upset because I realized that my true love wasn't you, but your sister. And now you're just trying to carry out this petty revenge.
You have no idea the pain that you caused me when I caught you with my sister. From the day that I found out about you two, I swore to myself that I would make you pay. And every day since then has been waiting, biding my time. And when I heard that you had been promoted, I knew that was my chance. You thought that I was weak and lazy, so I used that to my advantage in crafting this plan. And after 3 years, the timing couldn't have been better. Not only had my own preparations been completed, but I heard that you were promoted. And then on top of that, my sister ends up in the hospital. It seems that the fates aren't on your side in this one, Paul.
But, I mean, if you've waited this long, then surely you can wait a little longer, right? Please, I just got promoted. You can't do this to me!
Oh, I'm afraid that I've put far too much work into this to listen to your begs for mercy now, Paul. While you were living your happy life remarried to my sister, I was busy plotting. I was out gathering evidence, taking photos, calling lawyers until I found just the one that I knew would see you hit the hardest with the book of the law. 3 years is a long, long time. But then again, you would know that, wouldn't you? You were working for this promotion for such a long time. Surely you wouldn't listen to someone who asked you just to wait a bit longer for your promotion since the timing didn't work for them, right? Well, now you can see the position you're putting me in. I'm going to see you and Debbie crushed and buried under your deceit and then leave you with nothing. If you're upset about all of this now, I just hope that in 3 more years you'll finally be able to understand why all of this is your fault and you deserve whatever comes next for the two of you. I heard from my mom and dad that Debbie still hasn't been able to find a suitable donor for her spinal issues. Instead, she's having to use medicine that takes its toll on her body. I also heard one of their piece of news that might have surprised me if it wasn't so predictable. And that was that Paul had cheated on Debbie while she was in the hospital. After I filed my lawsuit against the two of them, rumors began to fly around Paul's work about the kind of husband that he was. When his bosses found out that he had basically chosen his career over his wife, they chose to make an example out of Paul by demoting him and sending him out to work in one of the offices in the countryside. There, far from Debbie, Paul thought that he could get away with cheating on his wife. But somehow or another, Debbie found out, and so Paul ended up getting hit with a second case of infidelity, and that's how he got his second divorce. While I am still refusing to lift a finger to help my selfish sister, I do hope that one day she is able to find a donor for her condition. Either way, I just hope she doesn't learn from my example and walks away with the much better lesson that the best revenge is simply to live a happy life. Speaking of me, I continue with my life after the lawsuit. I continued going to work and eventually even found a boyfriend. I explained to him about my back condition, but he has been so understanding and has never ever tried to use it against me. I'm so happy that I finally found someone who cares about me in a way that I feel I deserve. Perhaps if I found this man earlier, my heart wouldn't have been pulled in the direction that led me to take revenge on Paul and my sister.